What's popping, guys? Welcome to ZeerTalks and welcome to the 20th edition of Weekly Promo Class. However, unfortunately, there's nobody around. Jester's probably asleep. I'm busy, but he might join later, to be fair to him. But guys, you know exactly what to do. Subscribe, press alarm bell to feature content notifications, like, comment your way, go check socials, and inshallah you're all wherever you may be. To be honest, I said, you know what? We can do 20th edition of this by myself until somebody decides to join out of Jester and Omar. And if they don't, it is what it is. I'm not missing 2 episodes in a row because others can't join while I can. And I literally even got myself coffee. Like I'm not, keeping this show on hold again. So we're going to talk wrestling, guys. We're going to talk wrestling. We're going to talk events that happened in the past few weeks, and to be honest, there's a lot to talk about since we didn't do last week's show. I mean, we need to talk about the pregnancy of Naomi and now what's happening to the Women's World Championship. We need to talk about that. We also do need to talk about what happened with Becky Lynch when, for one, she tried cooking Aston Villa and Birmingham. That was funny. But 2, she brought up a line or an indirect dig at one who passed away, Ozzy Osbourne. We do need to talk about that. What else do we need to talk about? Drew McIntyre's promos lately. John Cena cooking Logan Paul. That's another one we need to talk about. What else do we need to talk? Oh, Roman Reigns and Bronson Reed cutting good promos on one another. That was cool. That was sick. What else do we need to talk about? I think that's about it, and other stuff as well. Triple Mania. Can we talk about Triple Mania for a sec? That PLE. It's up to. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Triple Mania.
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
Brother. By the way, this guy was already babyface. I don't know what you're on about. He was automatically babyface from the moment that he returned at SummerSlam last year. Some people don't understand how things work in pro wrestling, do they? But anyway, it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, what should we start with? You know what? I want to start with the Chris Jericho rumors. That's another thing we need to talk about. Now, for those who don't know, Chris Jericho is one of them WWE legends, even though he did talk shit on WWE since he left and helped start AEW. But let's be honest, he's still one of them WWE legends, right? So he's linked back with the company. And to be honest, the fact that he's linked back with the company, I find it to be very, very interesting, to be really honest. Because I did not expect it to happen. For one, especially after everything that's transpired with him talking bad on, WWE ages ago. I remember he had a bad experience when he pulled up to Jeddah for the greatest Royal Rumble thing that happened. So for me to see that he's linked to WWE, very interesting. I'm not gonna lie, if he does come back though, I hope he's put in a role in which he's basically amongst the main event scene, but he's not actually taking gold or anything like that. Or maybe he, drops a little bit and help give opportunities to the younger guys. I would love to see him bring the list back, by the way. That list thing, you just made the list. It's funny as hell. So yeah, because you're opens possibility of Paige as well. Yeah, but by the way, I don't know what's up with Paige or Saraya, I should say, but Chris Jericho, I know he has, apparently from what I've heard, he has issues with AEW. So yeah, it is what it is. By the way, I found it very interesting that Jake Hager had to say about a couple of things. He talked about Jake Hager, formerly known as Jack Swagger. He was at AEW as well, and he was actually one of Chris Jericho's assistants. Apparently, he first of all, he said that apparently John Cena didn't allow him to, or didn't want him to cash in on him back in 2010. He also mentioned about AEW that, and actually it's not also, because this is a different conversation, but about AEW, he mentioned something to do with some when CM Punk had his issue and they had some meeting and all. Long story short, he mentioned that a bunch of guys gathered and all that stuff. They had like some secret meeting between talent only, no management, no nothing. And yeah, man, they were trying to do some. I don't remember the whole story, but it was one of them. But Jake Hager had things to say, put it that way. Jericho, though, again, man, I would like to have Chris Jericho in the company, but the thing is, for me, is if Chris Jericho is heading in back to WWE, I'm not trying to see him win world titles. Maybe mid card here and there once in a while. I just want him to basically put the younger guys over. And I want him to be around the scene saying, you just made the list because it's funny, That's what I would say in regards to Chris Jericho, man. Who remembers how good Chris Jericho? By the way, Chris Jericho back in the day, he was actually so good at what he done. The problem is now he's getting so old that you can tell that his in-ring ability is fading. It's fading him, man. It really is. Yeah, you just made the list. You can tell his qualities is fading, man. It's pretty clear to see. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Chris Jericho, really. Let's go through Friday Night SmackDown and Monday Night Raw since it's just myself. Let's go to WWE. Where is WWE? So what did we have here? By the way, that main event thing, Jey Uso staying on top. Braun Breaker beating CM Punk because of Seth Rollins. Very interesting to see because they're clearly seeing Braun Breaker as that big guy or important guy. Bronson Reed attacking, or Roman attacking Bronson Reed. By the way, Bronson Reed needs to beat Roman Reigns at Clash in Paris. I don't want to hear anything else about that. By the way, I did tell, man, that the Kabuki Warriors are eventually going to turn. It's happening, man. It really is happening. What else did I see here? Apparently Dominic helped, or AJ helped in Dragon Lee beating JD McDonough. Who saw JD McDonough bring up the Isak? He wore the Isak kit. That brother wore the Isak kit, Crazy work. Man said, I'm going to wear the Isak kit in Newcastle. Crazy. And by the way, speaking of Sami Zayn and Pac went to the game. Yeah, last night. Oh, big up Amr. He's around, man. Hey, big up Amr, man.
Big up, man.
Big up, man.
Big up to everyone who is here, man. Appreciate every single one of you guys for being here.
Yeah, fact,
yeah, man. But yeah, man, what we talking about, man? What were you talking about before I got here?
To be honest, for the most part, I was just reviewing very briefly the Raw and SmackDown events. I also talked about the Chris Jericho possibility of him returning. That's been a talking point. I even was talking a bit about the Jake Hager interview he did with that Chris guy.
Yeah, it's Chris Van Vliet, yeah.
Van Vliet, yeah. So, yeah, bro. What's your thoughts on Chris returning, bro?
It's just the same old thing, man. Never say never in WWE. Every time you think, this guy has burned all the bridges, he's never going to go back, this and this and this. Dude, they all eventually come back, man. Stop wasting your time. That's one thing I've learned about WWE. When you hear someone say, I'm never coming back, bro, they're coming back. They will always come back, bro. Nobody stays away from WWE forever, man. Start wasting your time. Don't believe everything you read. People always like to talk shit, bro. And here's the thing with Jericho. I feel like Jericho, he's built so much at AEW, but it makes no sense at all for a guy like him who's donated so much in the history of WWE to not go back. I feel like if he's gonna go back, it's gonna be to be in the Hall of Fame. Because I feel like that's the only reason he would go back. Because here's the thing with Jericho. I feel like Jericho at his age doesn't even need to wrestle anymore. You understand what I mean, right? Like I feel like that part of him has passed. Right now, if he's gonna return to WWE to just mend the bridges that he's burned over there, and just maybe just have one last year or one last run in WWE and just pack it in. You feel me?
Yeah.
But I feel like
you know what it is for me, bro? You know what it is for me with this Jericho thing? If he comes back, I really want that list. I really want that list back, bro. We need an element of comedy back on TV, bro.
To be honest with you, I don't think he's gonna. I feel like if he returns. So if he comes back to WWE, I don't think it's gonna be a part-time or he probably just come back for like a cameo, and he can bring the list with him. You feel me, right? So let's just say
I want that list though.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Because you know, the moment he brings the list out, everyone is gonna react like, "Oh shit, the list!" You feel me, right?
Yeah, and that's what I want, bro. I want that, but I want the element of, bro. By the way, I wouldn't be shocked if he's around.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, man. I need him to bring his theme song for AEW. The song.
Oh, which one, Judas?
Yeah.
I mean, if he brings Judas, I don't mind.
We need to hear Judas on.
You know what? It is possible because it's not under Vince McMahon anymore.
No, that's his song. That's actually Chris Jericho.
Yeah, no, I know it's his band. I know he's
his band. So fans. So yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm saying it's more of a possibility now than if it was Vince in charge. Because if it was Vince in charge, he's like bun that. But because it's Triple H,
to be fair, Triple H and Chris Jericho don't have a good reputation. They don't like each other, so
that's not the okay. But guess what? Triple H didn't like CM Punk, and it's proven. And then all of a sudden, boom. So
yeah, I feel like that's the only reason I feel like I can see him coming back if he mends the fences with that.
Yeah, but Triple H, we saw, and it was they even talked about it in the that thing they done.
Unreal, yeah, I know.
Like if Triple H, for him at least, if he sees something different, he's willing to also. So I wouldn't be shocked if something similar happened with Punk to happen with Jericho. I would not be shocked, because then why is he linked back to the company? Makes no sense.
Well, it's wrestling, bro. The moment he's about to leave AEW, the first company he's going to be linked to is WWE, bro.
Oh, I mean, true, yeah, but still, because by the way, realistically, he could have been linked with New Japan.
No, he's already done. But this is the thing: he's already done New Japan. Like that, the deal that the AEW have, he goes to New Japan all the time. You feel me? He has already done his thing with New Japan. The only logical destination would be to go back to WWE. That's it.
Hey, listen, I'll take him at WWE. I don't mind, to be honest. I heard apparently because something went wrong with him and Tony Khan. I don't know if that's true or not.
Bro, the thing with Tony, yeah, well, I'm not gonna lie, right? I feel like AEW is one of those companies where they have a lot of good wrestlers, right? I remember, I like that Will Ospreay guy, right? I like Will Ospreay.
Will Ospreay he's one of the best wrestlers in the world.
Yeah, and you can tell like he's a guy who works for the company because he's like the Seth Rollins of AEW. You understand what I mean? He's like he always defends the company, and I respect that, right? That's his company. That's
I would argue that's Kenny Omega or like the Young Bucks.
No, but I mean like as in like the way he talks about the company. You know how like Seth always defends the WWE against anyone, right?
Yeah.
I feel like Will Ospreay does the same thing for AEW, right? He's always someone that always like defends the company.
But you know what's funny, Omar, though? Ospreay was close to joining WWE.
Yeah, I mean, he even said it. He even said like when his contract was about to run out, they actually like literally recently when his contract was about to run out, they actually reached out to him. Some representatives wanted to see if he was open to joining. So
and the reason why he stayed in AEW was because they were more flexible with him traveling back to the UK.
Exactly. And listen, I would love to see him one day in WWE, to be honest. But they have a lot of good wrestlers, right? But here's the thing also with WWE, right? Like, especially when I look at like what's happening to the women's division in AEW is trash. They have Toni Storm, who's an amazing wrestler, man. You know what it is? I'm telling you, right? Like, Toni Storm, I feel like I understand why he left WWE because in the Vince McMahon era, they were not. They I feel like her character.
I remember she got caked towards the end or something.
Yeah. I didn't like that, and I get why he was frustrated. But I'm telling you, you see the Toni Storm that she is now, this Toni Storm that we're seeing now. I would love to see this Toni Storm in WWE. This Toni Storm would be, she would kill it in WWE. Because
low key, I'm not a fan of her gimmick. You know,
I like her gimmick because you know what it is. It sounds cliche. Because it's like, she's, it's kind of like, what's her name again? What's her name? The lady. I forgot her name. The lady in WWE.
I'm not a fan of this whole, I don't know, it's like you go black screen or like, you know what I mean? The old school screen colors. Like,
I mean, bro, it's not as bad. Like, bro, the one that really annoys me is Mercedes Moné, bro.
It's like she's like ancient woman and that, like, nah.
I mean, that's fine. You remember King Booker, bro? Remember King Booker, bro, when he was doing the English accent?
King Booker, it suited him because he was doing the king shtick.
But that is the thing, bro. But that's the same thing with her. She's not doing the king. She's not doing the queen thing. But she's doing her character. And it's cool because you know what it is, right? She's an amazing wrestler. So you enjoy. That's what I'm saying. So it works. Her character works. You understand what I mean, right? If sometimes you know what it is, right? Sometimes when you see a character make their debut, people are like, "What is this?" You feel me, right? They're like, "Oh, what is this?" But then when they start wrestling, everyone's like, "You know what? I like this character." You feel me, right? It's the same thing with King Booker. Because when he started doing like the English accent, people just found it funny. But when she started doing more of it and his wrestling and the wrestling was cool when he became world champion, people loved King Booker. You understand what I mean, right? Yeah. People loved King Booker, and that's the thing with Tony Storm. I mean, I don't know what's happened with bro. I don't know what's going on with Sarai. I know he's left AEW now. I don't know if she's ever going to return back to WWE.
I don't think she's wrestling anymore. I don't think so.
I mean, to be fair, she had like that neck thing, like where she was forced to leave wrestling. So maybe
came back was interesting. Still.
But this is the thing, right? Well, one thing I don't like, the women's division AEW sucks. It sucks. They have a lot of good, amazing women's wrestlers. Don't get it twisted. They have a lot of good female wrestlers, but the wrestling sucks, bruv. How does Mercedes Moné have? How does Mercedes
9
Moné
championships?
Have 9
I think she has like 9 championships. Yeah, but by the way, a lot of them are outside of AEW.
It doesn't matter, bro. It's like they are associate of AEW. You understand what I mean, right? Look, you see what it is, right? I'm gonna be honest. Do you don't know why I don't like Mercedes Monet's character? You can tell this is a woman who believes in her own hype. That's why I don't like Mercedes Monet. She's not like, obviously some wrestlers they believe, some
I'm not
wrestlers
gonna
they
lie,
believe that.
I like Mercedes Moné, low key.
I don't like, dude. I'm telling you, know what it is, bro. She's one of like you can tell, like when you listen to her speak outside of wrestling, you can tell she's someone that thinks very highly of themselves. You understand what I mean, right? She's one of those. She's one of those.
Man, I'll tell you something about one thing I'll give Mercedes Moné is she's trying to be the best version of herself, innit?
No, it's not about being the best version of yourself.
Bro, let's be honest. Like we asked that of somebody, and when somebody does it, now we're gonna call it out. Come on, man.
No, it's not, dude. It's not that, bro. You're missing the point. It's one thing happening with women. No. Wait. Let me finish. There's a difference, bro. You can have a winning mentality. The problem is if you believe that mentally you're a winner, and that here's the thing, right? When people have winning mentality, they're willing to work. You understand what I mean, right? They're willing to work to show why they have the winning mentality. You know why a lot of people hate Charlotte Flair?
Yeah, but Charlotte's different. She politics.
No, dude, it's not politicking, bro. It's the company that keeps pushing her. It's not Charlotte that is sitting there saying, I want to be the world champion. She's not the one telling them to give him the championships. It's the company that is like, well, we want you to be the modern day Ric Flair. And the fans are looking at it and saying, bro, why is it that she's always getting pushed? That's why a lot of fans hate it. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, but by the way, but there are some fans that actually see through what Charlotte does at times.
Dude, but this is the issue. What I'm trying to say here, bro. It's big up to Kareem. It's the booking. At the end of the day, listen. If the company says, "Well, we want you to be the main man," what is she supposed to say? No, I'm not gonna be the main woman. It's not the case. You got to work for it.
So
you understand what I mean?
You're telling me
the problem is Mercedes. The problem with Mercedes Moné is she believes that she should be the main woman, and that's fine. But the problem is she is not willing to put the work in for it. She believes that she is entitled to it. That is the point.
Yeah, but by the way, when she was in WWE at the time as Sasha Banks, she was actually putting the work.
But that's the thing. She was putting the work, and then eventually she got sick of it because she felt like she wasn't being appreciated. And that's fine. You can be that way. You understand what I mean, right? But when you look at her AEW run, you can tell, bro.
Yeah, maybe the AEW is a bit different, but
this is the point. But that is.
I feel like she was.
But that is the point. The point that you're missing is this, bro. She's one of those people. You can even tell, even when you even look at sometimes like this. I'm not gonna talk about anything else outside of wrestling, but I'm gonna say this now. There's a lot of things that you hear about Mercedes Moné, and you can tell, bro. She's just one of those. You feel me, right? Like people only talk about this wrestling, but it's more to it. Because the reason I say she's someone that believes in her own hype is because of some of the stuff he does outside of wrestling that you don't hear about.
You mean you mean the party stuff, for example?
No, not the partying stuff. Not the partying stuff. Like, I don't want to really talk too much about it. It's something to do with memberships and stuff. You feel me, right? Not OF before people start assuming. It's nothing to do with sexual stuff before people start. No, that's not the case. It's a membership to chat to Mercedes Moné. And the thing is, most of the time she's overcharging these people, and she sometimes is not
meet and greet.
Yeah, it's like a meet and greet, but she's charging people $100 for 5 minutes or something like that. You feel me?
That's
this is the things. This is my point, bro. She's someone that believes in her own hype. You understand what I mean, right? And that's the difference between having a winning mentality and believing in your own hype. Because when you believe in your own hype, you think that you're untouchable. You understand what I mean, right? You always believe that things are entitled to you. That's the difference, bro. It's one thing people giving you all of these accomplishments. It's another thing being entitled to it. Someone like Charlotte Flair is hated because they keep pushing her to be the main woman. She is not sitting there saying, I'm entitled to. Obviously, her character as a heel is she believes that she's entitled to it. But outside of wrestling, you can tell, you watch WWE Unreal, you can see the kind of wrestler she is. She's not someone who thinks that thing, she's not the one sitting there saying, give me the Royal Rumble, I deserve the Royal Rumble, or I deserve this. You can see, in the locker room when she's talking to, the other wrestlers, she's actually very humble in a way. You understand what I mean, right?
Mm.
She's got that humble mindset about him. She wants to come in, when she came back from her ACL injury, all she wanted to do was she go back to the ring and wrestle. That's it. You understand what I mean, right? Now, whatever WWE decide to do when she returns to WWE, that's another story. That's WWE's fault. They're the ones that are saying, "Oh, she's back. Okay, we're gonna put her in the World Championship picture right away." That's not on her. That's the company's fault. You understand what I mean? They should like look at what they're doing right now with Alexa Bliss. That's actually cool. I'm sure she's actually enjoying the fact that at least now the fans are not just thinking that she's just getting pushed. You understand what I mean, right? She's away from the title picture, which is good.
Yep.
Yeah.
But speaking of women that believes in their own hype,
Talk about it.
Becky Lynch, guys. I already mentioned it a little bit. She said a mad line about Ozzy Osbourne because they were obviously in Birmingham, and he's from Birmingham. Yeah. His daughter actually responded to a line that she mentioned. Apparently, they said the only, and I quote, I don't even want to do the and I quote, but I guess I have to so you people know what we're talking about.
Go ahead.
She said, and I quote, the only good thing that happened in Birmingham died a month ago. And she was referring to Ozzy Osbourne. And obviously his daughter not happy about it. And she's accusing WWE for even allowing that line to even being mentioned. And now apparently WWE feel embarrassed and they feel like they may have to do an apology.
Okay, so I understand it. And listen, I'm not. This is something personal, so I'm not gonna go into detail about it. So I'm gonna say this now, guys. First of all, Ozzy Osbourne was a wrestling fan. He was a wrestling fan. He was someone that was in WWE shows. He's been a guest host back in the day. You understand what I mean, right? So he's a wrestling fan. He's part of the wrestling family. So I feel like maybe WWE, because they felt like they knew him, and he was a wrestling fan. I'm sure he wouldn't have minded if he was alive. Maybe that's why they thought. And here's also the thing, right? I think when he said that, it wasn't meant to be disrespectful. Obviously, it's supposed to garner a reaction, right? But when he said, "Oh yeah, the best thing,"
that's what I thought as well.
Yeah, it was a cheap heat, but I don't think it was disrespectful. If he said something disrespectful, like "Oh, he died," and said something disrespectful about the guy himself, it's the difference. The fact that he said
the only good thing,
the only good thing. So basically, you're saying that Ozzy Osbourne is the best thing to ever come out of Birmingham, and now he's just passed away. So in a way, that is a shot to the fans. You understand what I mean, right? The fans are so that's the shot of the fans. No, so but here's the thing. So I just want to explain this, right? My point is, the shot wasn't at Ozzy Osbourne or the Osbourne family or any of that. That was a shot at Birmingham, basically telling them that the best thing to ever come out of your town just passed away. You understand what I mean, right? And obviously Ozzy Osbourne just passing away, it hurts. So I can guess the timing of it was terrible. That's why I said I get it, right? The timing was terrible. Maybe the family is still mourning and they don't want to talk about, they don't want people to just kind of keep it private. And the fact that she brought this up, you understand what I mean, right? It kind of triggered something. It's like, bro, really? Now? Right now, you're gonna do this now, just when he just passed away. You feel me, right? Maybe that's where the daughter is. I'll be honest, man. I feel like, in a way, if this happened, like let's say like a few months from now, when things have kind of like died out and everyone's moved on, maybe she wouldn't have held it to heart. But it's because it just happened. She's probably still grieving, and having to hear this while grieving it's not the right time. You feel me, right? I feel like that was the thing. It was the wrong time to do this.
I would say, though, Omar, I mean, I do think, and this is just my honest opinion, I generally think they need to be careful with what line to use sometimes. Like, don't get it twisted. For us fans, it's entertaining to see such things being said and all that stuff. I understand. However, when you look at it in their POV, and you just mentioned the timing thing, this is when I'm starting to think like you have to be very careful with what you're saying and when and how. You know what I mean? I think this is one of them ones in which, obviously, I don't think Becky Lynch. But I know, like I said, speaking of, because I generally think Becky Lynch is one of them women in WWE. But in this case, I just feel like she probably tried to get some sort of a cheap heat. She probably did get it, but I don't think she thought it through a bit. It's one of them ones, But yeah, so, well, I guess she's facing Nikki Bella for the Women's IC Championship because the Women's World Title ain't gonna be on the line because Naomi got pregnant, guys. So
Yep.
it's one of them ones, really. Oh yeah, she did roast Aston Villa and Birmingham. Hold that, Villa fans and Birmingham fans. She actually did cook them, bro.
That was crazy.
Crazy stuff, huh?
Yeah,
Crazy
crazy
stuff.
stuff.
And
But
you
yeah,
know what I wish she did? You know what I wish she did? I wish she cooked Jude Bellingham.
oh
Could
my
you
God! Imagine if she did that. Like she's like,
I
she's
actually
like,
needed a Jude Bellingham
yeah,
cook.
yeah, instead of saying the Ozzy Osbourne point, he could have used
But
the
why
Bellingham.
didn't Sheamus do it? Sheamus, man, you're facing Rusev. You know Rusev supports Real Madrid. Brother, cook him, man. Cook him.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, he's a face. He's probably gonna get cheered. So throwing shots at Bellingham would kind of.
Who gives a fuck, bro? He supports
No,
Liverpool.
but if Sheamus was a heel, it would have been way better.
True.
But I feel like I feel
Okay,
like
or maybe Rusev should have gone out there
Becky Lynch
to
could have
say-
said Becky Lynch could have said Birmingham is such a shithole that the best player to come out of this town ended up moving to Madrid. You feel me, right?
Yeah,
It's like yeah.
I mean, I get why she would have to. You would want to.
Because it's like yeah, it's like because he talked about how he did his tryout here. Because he said, "Listen, I did my tryout here, but there was no way I was ever gonna stay in this town. I mean, imagine living in Birmingham. Imagine. Hold on. Imagine he said, imagine living in Birmingham. Imagine living in this depressing town. I mean, of course, the best player. He could have said something like, imagine living in Birmingham. I mean, the last time I saw the best thing to come out of Birmingham was Bellingham, and he ended up leaving you guys for Madrid.
And if that's not like bad enough, his brother joined them as well, going to Borussia Dortmund.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, and it's not bad enough. His brother also left and joined Dortmund.
There you are. Now, but listen, you know what, man? Like this whole Becky Lynch and Nikki Bella. I mean, it is what it is.
Honestly, I don't even want to, because I have only limited time. I want to talk about the key stuff in the show.
You want to talk about the key stuff? Okay, then we move on. Listen, what are we saying? If we want to talk about key stuff, then we're gonna move.
Let's talk about the Roman Reigns and the Shula and the tribal thief.
Samoan War. We're gonna call this one.
That was a good segment. It was a good segment, and you know what, right? I feel like Bronson Reed is not bad in the mic. He's not bad in the mic, man. He's actually someone that handled himself well. And I'm not gonna lie, man. I feel like the way they build up this match was pretty good. You know what I mean? Right? The way they build it up now, people can get some investment in this match. And the thing is, Bronson Reed is a very, very good wrestler. I feel like it's not just gonna be a squash match. Like Roman is really gonna have to step up for this match. You feel me? Yeah.
Yeah, he does. He definitely does. And by the way, I actually think Bronson Reed should be Roman.
Nah.
Yeah, bro. Do you know why?
No.
Bro, hear me out. Just hear me out. We need Roman Reigns to go down and then build his way back up, for one. And two, we need Bronson Reed to not get this match only to then lose. Realistically speaking, we need to put him in a specific position.
No, but here's the important thing about Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed doesn't even need that win right now, because he's not the main focus of the vision.
I understand it's Seth Rollins, but my point is build him slowly, bro.
No, but the point is
do the Arsenal here. Trust the process.
But this is the thing, bro. What you can't do is just keep giving them big wins against big wrestlers, man, because that means you're fast tracking them. You have to give them losses. They have to learn to adapt and then start winning later. You understand?
Yeah, but you WWE to put them back up eventually.
No, but here's the thing, bro. You remember I know you're not old enough to remember Evolution, but Evolution.
No, but I followed up on them eventually.
Wait. But here's the thing, bro. Evolution was around for almost 3 years, right? The first 2 years, Randy Orton and Batista were not always winning matches. They actually lost a lot of matches. You understand what I mean, right? One-on-one matches. They lost against big wrestlers when Goldberg was there, when Shawn Michaels. You can be rest assured they were not winning those matches. But guess what? When time went on, as like the years went by, when Randy Orton finally won the world championship from Chris Benoit, now you could kind of like give him wins, more wins. And then Batista, they were building Batista, and Batista kept on winning matches, and then he ended up winning the championship. You got to take your time with it. So Bronson Reed getting the win now doesn't matter because it's all about his performance in that match. The performance against Roman, Tasha Paris, is what is gonna matter, not the win. If he goes in that match and gives Roman a hard time, and Roman has to work to win that match, that is the thing that they're gonna be looking at after the match. They're gonna be looking at Bronson Reed saying, "Yo, Bronson Reed gave Roman a match, bro. Yeah, Roman Reigns is the tribal chief. He's the main man. He was the favorite." But yo, Bronson Reed handled himself, and that's what you want. It's not about the win; it's about the performance. You understand what I mean, right?
Bro, imagine you give him that win, and then the follow up afterward, he's starting to like go after, bro.
No, but dude, it's gonna be too early.
Just hear me out 1 second. Could you imagine the guy wins? Yeah, the guy wins, and now all of a sudden, because Roman's gonna be gone for a bit. Let's not act like he's gonna be around. Like, yeah, the next time he'll probably be back is by.
But this is the time of the year, man. This is the time of the year when he comes to work.
Anyway, but then with Bronson Reed, him and Braun Breaker, now you're building their own momentums. Maybe you put them chasing after. I mean, mainly maybe Bronson Reed. You put them after a mid-card title, or you put them on a.
But that's the thing. But they can do that. They don't need to win. Listen to me, Zier. I want you to understand something, bro.
But build momentum so when eventually Seth.
This is the thing, Bronson. But this is Roman Reigns. Beating Roman Reigns now is too early, bro. Zier. I'm not saying that Bronson Reed doesn't have the power to beat Roman. But this is the thing, bro. You're trying to build the idea of the vision is Seth Rollins is the main man, Bronson Reed is the muscle, and Braun Breaker is the future. That's the plan, right? The thing with those kind of groups is that you can't always give the people who are behind them the wins all the time, bro. You understand what I mean, right? Because you know what it is? This is Seth being the main man teaching these two. That's the idea. So they have to lose matches so that they can learn from Seth. You understand what I mean, right? So this is the important thing. The important thing is the performance. If Roman Reigns struggles against Bronson Reed, they will use that momentum of that. Yo, Roman Reigns had to work to beat Bronson. Bronson Reed is not one you want to be taking lightly, bro. Did you see that match against Roman Reigns? Yeah, Roman Reigns won the match because Roman Reigns is the favorite, but Roman Reigns had to work for that win. You understand what I mean, right? And that is what is important for an up and coming wrestler for a Bronson Reed level, right? If you look at a lot of these groups, like I mentioned, this is why I used Evolution, because remember, Evolution was Triple H, who was the made man, and Batista, who was new. You had Randy Orton, who was new. You understand what I mean? And Ric Flair, I know was there, but those two were new. They had to learn from the veterans, from Triple H, from Ric Flair, and then after learning from those guys, they finally carried the mantle. That's the same thing that is happening with the Vision. The Vision is the modern day evolutions there. Do you understand what I mean, right? They are the modern day evolution, bro. Braun Breaker is Randy Orton, and Bronson Reed is Batista. You understand what I mean, right? Paul Heyman is the Ric Flair of this group. Seth Rollins is the Triple H. You understand what I mean, right? So right now, they are going to build those two, and they're going to build them slowly. You understand what I mean, right? They can do something like later on, put in Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker in a tag team to win the tag team championship. They can go do that. They can do that later.
Bro, all I hope so is WWE actually make it work if that's what they
but they will, bro. They will, because the main focus is not on Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, bro. They are part of the Vision. That's why you need to understand, Zara.
I've seen WWE fumble the bag. And bro, it's in 2025. Obviously, who knows what can happen in the future. But bro, in 2025, I've not been moved with certain like wrestlers' directions. Put it that way.
But Zara, this is what you need to understand about the Vision, right? The Vision as a group, they need to succeed as a group, not as individuals. Do you understand what I mean, Zara?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Hold on. If Bronson Reed loses the match, it doesn't do much for him. He can still continue wreaking havoc towards Roman Reigns after he loses the match. Doesn't matter. You understand what I mean, right?
I was gonna say if he does lose, then he needs to do something in which he's either
But-
stands tall or the following Raw he goes wreaks havoc.
I think what's important is what happens to Survivor Series in the War Games. If they do decide to do a War Games, right? I think Division should win the War Games. Because that is how you build Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins. You understand what I mean, right? Because they need to win as a group, right? Because remember, the Shield is the perfect example of that. When the Shield were in matches together, they never lost. But when they were separated, when it was just Roman fighting against someone or Seth fighting against someone, they lost. People don't talk about that enough. Seth used to lose, Roman used to lose, and Dean used to lose. One-on-one matches, they would lose. But when it was the Shield fighting each other, bro, they would be there with everybody. That's what made them. That's why there. Eventually, when they broke up, they could all become individuals. Do you understand what I mean, right? Because they built them so well as a group that now everyone is like, okay, now we want to see these people as individuals. You understand what I mean, right? The same thing is going to apply with Division. Division need to be strong as a group, not as individuals. Because you know what it is when you're strong as an individual there. You know what happens when you're in WWE, when you're strong as an individual? You start thinking you're better than everybody. That's what's important. You know, this is what happened in Evolution when Batista finally turned on Triple H, because Batista started winning matches without Evolution. You understand what I mean, right? When he was beating like the big wrestlers, eventually Triple H started getting worried about Batista, and that's why eventually Batista turned on him, because now the wrestlers were like, "Yo, Batista is ready. He's now ready, bro. He's ready to be the main man." That's why they had to turn. If you start giving Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker all these wins, bro, eventually they can just build a story of, well, do we even need Seth? Because we're winning matches on our own. You understand what I mean? And you don't want to do that. You need to make this a group thing. And this is and also what is important about this is this here. If Roman Reigns wins the match against Bronson Reed and Seth Rollins retains the title, then that means the next match is Roman and Seth. Because Roman is not going anywhere, bro. Don't think Roman is gonna go on vacation after this. He is going to fight Seth. And this is the thing with that match against Seth.
WrestlePalooza, by the way.
What's that?
WrestlePalooza or Crown Jewel in Australia.
But that's the thing. It's gonna happen. And you know what's gonna happen? Seth is gonna beat Roman with shenanigans. Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker. And then they're gonna get involved. And now we go to Survivor Series. We're going to take this. You know what I can see happening here? Because Survivor Series is in November, right?
Yeah.
I can see.
End of November, yeah.
Yeah, I can see Roman Reigns losing the match and Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed taking him out. So they can take him out until Survivor Series and he can return for the War Games. You understand what I mean, right? He can be like the final. You know when we see how CM Punk was like the final person in like the group of Roman Reigns group of the Bloodline? They can do the same thing with this one, where they're trying to build a team, and they don't have like a final member, and then Roman Reigns returns as a final member.
That would be sick, to be fair.
Yeah,
but
that's my point.
Yeah, but you know what? I say we move on to this brother getting absolutely annihilated on the mic. I know you have a lot to say.
Love this, bro.
You know, the first person I thought of, I'm like, I can't lie. The first guy I thought of was you when Cena cooked.
Oh, yes, bro. You can imagine my reaction, bro. The
first guy I thought of when I'm watching that back.
Everything
OmarB YT, because everything Cena said, Omar's been saying.
Everything that this brother said, bro. That promo was chef's kiss, bro. Dude, that was personal, man. I'm not going to lie to you. I was like, yo, John, I didn't know you hated Logan as much as me. My guy literally walked in, threw away the prime, bro, on the floor, man. You know the part that really got me? This is the part that got me, bro. This is the part that really killed it for me. The part where he said, yo.
The ring and dumped all the...
Yeah, that part was great. That part was amazing. But you know the part that got me? It's the part where Logan Paul was still talking without the mic, and my guy says, yo, I'm dropping knowledge on you. Shut your mouth. I said, ooh! I said, Stop it, Cena. Stop it, Cena. Dude, he flamed him, bro, in the mic. He flamed him. And you know what it is, bro? Everything, I hear no lies. I hear zero lies, man. That guy is parasite. He's a parasite, man. Throwing all those prime. Bro, I'm like, bro, bring that prime thing to my face. I'll shove it down your throat. How about that? Sitting here, sitting. That's why prime is going down. How about that? Now get out of bro. Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Do you know how many times? Like, I thank God, because here's the thing, right? I was so close to turning off my TV.
Or cut that formula, yeah.
And then when Cena cut it, I was like, oh my God, Cena is the reason why I actually sat down to watch this promo. Because I'm being dead serious, man. I don't care. I hate but my hatred for Logan Paul is so deep. I cannot, when I just hear his song, I'm like, fuck off. I'm watching something.
I low-key like the song, I can't lie.
Nah, man.
I don't know what it is, bro. It just suits me. But no,
I hate Logan Paul.
But you know what? Listen, Logan Paul, to be fair. Listen, one thing I'll say about Logan Paul, he is an absolute scum. I'm not even going to deny it. But one thing I'll give Logan Paul, to be fair, for a guy that's an outsider, actually wrestles better than like some of the roster, bro. Can't even bullshit you, bro. It's one of those scenarios. But again, what Cena said, to be fair, it is pretty true. It's like he's just there for the, for the sponsorship deals and everything. Like, you get me?
It's annoying, man.
And he's taking opportunities from Bear Man, even though he's good in the ring. And even Cena said, it doesn't matter how good you are in the ring and all that stuff. They see right through you.
Dude. He's just a hate. You know what it is with Logan, right? He's one of those characters. He's such a scum of a person that you just can't give him credit, even if he's good. You know how much of an asshole you have?
I could give credit where it's due.
No. But here's the thing, bro. Here's the thing. Even in wrestling, this guy is annoying.
But in what way? But in what way?
Because here's the thing, bro. He's not a wrestler. Yes, he can be good at wrestling. It's like Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny is good at wrestling, but do you see Bad Bunny in wrestling all the time?
No, but you know what it is for me? Is like, if you're actually doing a job in the ring, like, credit where it's due. I can't.
No, man. No. F all of that, bro. You're not a wrestler, bro. This guy, you could.
I can't be that petty, Omar. I'll be honest. I can't be that petty.
Whatever, man.
If you're doing, for me, if you do good, you deserve credit, bro. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. Yeah. But the thing is with Logan, I do agree. Like the reason why I'm not really having a go at what you're saying is, to be honest, he is a scum. He genuinely is a fucking scum, bro. But at the same time, you also have to be level-headed and give credit where it's due. That's just the way I view it, man. You know, it is what it is. I will say though, bro, I have a feeling the time will eventually come. That time will come, and I know you're not prepared for that time. Could you imagine if Logan Paul gets gold on his waist? What would you do?
I would stop watching SmackDown or any show that he's watching.
Oh, that show that he's a part of, you mean? Like I get what you mean. Damn. We do not want to see that done. Never give Logan a world title. Never allow. We should ban it. Yeah, that should be a little rule. Ban the idea. But you know what, man? That is very interesting. You know what? Oh shit. Yeah, I see that, Tamar. No problem, bro. You know what? Then I say we move on to. I guess this is the last segment. Then, to be really honest.
Okay.
Because other than the World Heavyweight Championship scene, which I mean, Fatal 4-Way is, there's one I want to talk about, and it's Drew McIntyre. That promo he cut, bro. And then obviously Randy Orton returned this Friday as well. But that promo he cut, Cody. About it's obvious Cody Rhodes doing Street Fighter. It's pretty obvious. Eventually he will face Cody. And he was saying that he did not attack Cody. He got attacked by Cody first.
No, it's the you know what it is? It's his narcissistic side. Because it's the same thing. Yeah, it's like the side of him where he does something and he's always like, it's not my fault. It's this person's fault. Why is everyone blaming me? Everyone always thinks I'm the problem. This and this and this. It's like the same thing that he was doing with CM Punk, where he felt like everybody keeps wronging him and he didn't do anything wrong. It's his character as a heel. It's a narcissistic heel. So that's the same thing with this Drew McIntyre thing. He's doing the narcissistic heel thing, where he thinks that everybody wronged him and he is the one that's always correct and he deserves and everything he's doing is justified in his mind.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Drew McIntyre is one manipulator, bro. At least he's trying to be, but the difference is his execution of it is not as good as Seth Rollins.
Yeah, well, it's not that bad.
It's not that bad, but you know what it is, though? Drew McIntyre, though, to be fair, one thing I'll give him credit for, his social media work is kind of hilarious.
Yeah, most definitely.
That whole board at work thing gone viral just like that. Mad.
Yeah, 100%.
There's no way my man joined and asked, is that a Zane in the bag? You're taking the fucking piss. Brother.
Shut up, bitch! Oh my God!
Or even asking that question, my brother, you're getting timed out. Hold up.
Damn.
Leroy Zane. I told you no more Leroy Zane in my chat, bro. Fucking fraud. By the way, he can scumbag all the stats he wants.
Oh, wait, did he perform well? Is he performing correctly?
He actually got, I think, a goal and an assist or some shit. Brother.
Hey, we got to hear that, man.
Yeah, but he was fucking mid. I saw his highlights. His individual highlights, he was fucking mid. I'm telling you, I hate watching that fucking brother. I swear to God. I don't have to watch him live. All I have to do is follow up on Leroy Zane every single week, every single game. That fucking yapper, kelp.
Anyways, yeah, I mean, guys, we got to every one of you guys. I do actually have to go there, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's calm, bro. Anyway, we're gonna end it, but yeah, that Drew McIntyre thing was, I mean, listen, man.
Yeah, it was a good promo, and Randy Orton returning. I don't know, they're setting up something with that. I don't know what they're setting up.
Yeah, I do think so as well. By the way, can I ask you a quick question before you do leave? Do you think Drew McIntyre could beat Cody eventually, or Randy, or one of the two?
I think it's more likely that Randy might be the one to take the title, but it's gonna be deep. It's deep, man. It's really deep. I feel like I don't know yet. I don't know. I don't think Drew's gonna take the championship from Cody, but
he'll get.
I feel like they're building something with that. They're building something with that. Yeah.
That's fair.
But anyways, but appreciate every single one of you guys for being here, man. I do have
big up, man. Omar, go subscribe to his channel, man. OmarB YT, Barca content and all. You get me. But guys, I think I will end it here as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it, really. I mean, obviously there was, the Seth Rollins, as I mentioned earlier, Punk LA Knight. Like, I mean, Braun had a match against LA Knight, decent match. Braun Breaker beat LA Knight because Seth Rollins caused. And yeah, man, then the whole brawl thing happened, and Seth Rollins caused the whole thing with Seth and LA Knight because they both had to have egos wanting Seth, and then Jey Uso got involved, super kick this, yada, 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 and now Jey is standing tall. Yeah, man. Hey, big up Minerals, man. Been a while. What else was there on Raw or SmackDown? By the way, Becky Lynch going back to Dublin and dissing Dublin. I mean, I get why. Again, cheap heat and all that, but still, man, very mad. By the way, can I just say the fact that Nia Jax is still around the women's championship mix is crazy. Jade Cargill is probably going to face Tiffany Stratton. Stephanie Vaquer, we don't know what's going to happen with our women's world title. We have to see what happens after Clash of Champions. But probably they're going to be at WrestlePalooza. She's going to face somebody. And then what else? Yeah, then the rest is not really that important to talk about, personally. But apparently Dominic talking about facing John Cena to get Grand Slam Championship. Low-key, that would be interesting to see. So, yeah, man, listen, we will be there. We will be there. So, guys, you know exactly what to do. Subscribe, press alarm bell for future content notifications, like, comment your way, go check socials, and inshallah you're well wherever you may be. We're going to redirect to African King Guys, when we get there, I want you guys to basically say Zeer Raid. That's all you have to do. And to be honest, on our way out, what I want to say is the following. What John Cena did to Logan Paul deserves massive credits. So what we are going to do is we're going to say hell yeah. Take care. See y'all later.
I said, give me a hell yeah.